Hey guys, so it's been about 5 months since the last unboxing, so it's certainly time to do another one. But there is something I gotta say that's not entirely unboxing related. So a few weeks ago I did a video on Planet X3, and while I sort of anticipated a small spike in sales from releasing that video, in fact I had about 100 boxes that I had pre-made in anticipation of that. What I didn't anticipate was 478 sales over the course of 48 hours. So if you take a look at this picture here, this was my first day of shipping, which again was a lot of boxes I already had pre-made, and that's 150 boxes there. So actually you'd have to imagine 3 times this many to encompass the entire amount of sales I had. So it took me about 12 days to actually fold more boxes and pack all this stuff up. It's like Kickstarter all over again. And so I apologize for the delay, but now that that's done, hopefully things will be getting back on track again. I have some pretty neat videos coming up, and so if you watch this unboxing, you'll get a little bit of a sneak peek about what's coming up pretty soon. So let's dig in.
The first package here is from Seamus Donnelly. And what we have here are some more Casio ROM cards. I think I've got quite a few of these now. Anyway, thank you, Seamus. Next up is a package from Double Sided Games. I think this is some sort of C64 game that I agreed to review. So let's see. The custom form says an old computer game. Okay, yep. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce this as it looks French, but I think it's La Baie de Mort. I actually took 2 years of French in high school, but I don't remember much. Yeah, so this is some sort of platform game for the Commodore 64. I look forward to trying it out. I'll just have a quick look inside. Okay, that's cool. It comes on a cartridge and a very thin manual. Well, expect to see something about this soon. Okay, I got 2 boxes from James Shekel. 201 games with calculator, as seen on TV. Here's a note. Hi David, enjoy these really suspect offerings as I'm not sure I'm impressed by any of them. Okay, I think this is actually something we chatted about a long time ago and he just got around to sending them. Okay, so here's a Coleco direct-to-TV game, and here's an almost matching Intellivision direct-to-TV game system. Okay, well, thank you, James. Here is a package from none other than LGR. Now, this isn't the first time he's donated something to me. In fact, he stopped by for a visit not too long ago, and that was well after I got this package. So, yeah, what this is the original software and manual to the QCat, which somebody else donated to me and was seen in the last unboxing. So, hopefully I'll be able to cover that device soon. Thank you, Clint. Up next is a box from Jan Bita, another popular YouTuber. He spells Germany very weird. Anyway, here's a little note. Yes, he's sending me a Multimax cart. Here's some poke statements on stickers. And these are for changing the screen colors on a C64. Anyway, this cartridge supposedly contains several games in one cartridge for the Commodore Max. Now I'll have to fix my Max first since it's not working at the moment. Anyway, thank you again. Moving along, we have a box here from David Smith. And it looks like he sent me a 7800 controller, since I mentioned in the previous video that I didn't actually own one. And he also sent me a couple of 2600 games. I think I have nearly every title for the 2600 now. Thank you, David. Next up is a package from Mike McGann. Yes, I've struck gold here. So I have a couple of Okimate printers I've been wanting to do videos on, but lacked any working ribbons for them. Well, now I have plenty. And since these are thermal ribbons and not ink, I'm thinking they will likely still work after all of this time. And here's some thermal paper, which allows you to print without a ribbon as well. So hopefully there will be an Okimate video in the future. Thank you, Mike. Next up, we have a big box here, and no, it's not from Lowe's. It's actually from Chris Henkel. I'm going to have to put this on the ground. Okay, a box in a box. The good news is this will likely have survived, and you already know what's in here. This is a little monochrome Commodore monitor for use with the PC series computers. It's a good bit smaller than the color monitors, even like the 1084. Anyway, you've already seen this in the Commodore PC documentary video I released last month. Anyway, thank you very much, Chris. Next, we have a small package from Poland. Not sure who it is from. Yes, it's a Commodore and Amiga Magazine. I believe I know why this was sent to me, which I'll show you in a minute. It looks like I got some other trinkets here too. So, there are a lot of game reviews in here, and sure enough, on the table of contents, you can see Planet X2 is listed for page 18. And there it is. Wow, I am humbled that my game deserves such a large section. Well, thank you for sending this. This will be a great keepsake. Okay, moving along, we have a box from R. Moyer. I'm not sure how to say that. Okay, this looks like a laptop computer or something. This is quite a mysterious item indeed. Yes, I remember the email about this now. This may look like a compact word processor or something, but it's not. What it is actually a portable color plotter. So yeah, this uses little colored pens and can draw stuff. Here's the operator's manual. And I get a very familiar feeling to this book. It's almost like it was written and illustrated by the same people that did the manual for the Commodore VIC-20. And it looks like you could connect this to a personal computer as well and use it as a plotter. Now, this is very cool. I look forward to reviewing this in more detail. Thank you. This next box is from Daria Morgendorfer. Okay. So we have a cardboard box and a Super Nintendo controller. Inside of this is a power supply and cables, and I get the distinct impression there may be a Super Nintendo inside. And it is, and it's quite yellowed too. I didn't actually own one of these until now. I've had to borrow them for previous episodes. Well, I guess I'll need to retrobrite this one. Thank you, Daria. Up next, we have a box here from Norman Strayer. I know what this is. Now, this is a fairly hard to find item. So, this is an official Genlock device for the Amiga 1000. I'll go more into detail about this in a later video, but this is what allowed people to do video production with the Amiga, and it actually fits completely underneath the 1000. Wow, this is really cool. Thank you very much, Norman. Here's a small package from Jason Newman. And it appears to be a t-shirt. Homebrew Computer Club. Hey, I'll be able to join that club soon enough since I'm brewing a computer. And here's the backside. Well, thank you, Jason. Up next is a donation from Circuit Specialists. This is actually a sponsored donation. I usually tell people I don't do sponsored advertisements in my show. However, if the product is relevant and something I can actually use in a video, I will allow people to send me things. And so that's what we have going on here. So let's see if they sent me the thing that we talked about. If it is, it's a pretty expensive piece of hardware that I'll definitely be able to use for some of my repair projects. It's a nice little carry bag there. And yep, that's it. It sort of looks like a voltmeter, but what it actually is a handheld oscilloscope. I think it also does some voltmeter-like functions too. Now, let's see if we can power it on. It appears the battery is dead, so I guess I'll have to plug it in. Very nice. I'm sure it will take me some time to figure out how to use this. Here's a little note they sent. Good luck on your upcoming computer and Planet X3. And it appears they are offering a promo code for viewers of my channel. So just type in 8-Bit Guy for an 8% discount. Well, big thank you to Circuit Specialists, and this will actually come in handy. Okay, next we have a box from... Actually, I have no idea who this is from. Well, it looks like there's a note. Maybe we'll find out who it's from. Okay, it's from James Shekel, and what we have here is yet another one of those direct-to-TV things. We'll be doing a part 2 on those eventually, so you'll probably see this again eventually. Thank you, James. We have another box here, which I have no idea who sent it. But looking at the customs label, it contains a Wi-Fi dongle. That doesn't sound very interesting, but we'll see. Okay, we have a wad of paper and what appears to be a 9 to 25 pin serial port converter. Oh, I guess the main attraction is in the wad of paper. So what this is one of those devices that plugs into the serial port of a vintage computer and pretends to be a modem, but actually connects to Wi-Fi so you can call internet-enabled BBSs and such. It has a nice little 3D printed case. Anyway, I will probably find a use for this. Thank you. Next up is a small package from Dennis Karamani. Not quite sure what this is just yet. There's definitely a floppy disk here. Remute Red Eyes. Oh, I think I know what this is. If it's what I think it is, this other item is a Genesis cartridge. Yep, so this is actually a musical album that was released on floppy disk and on the Genesis. I'll probably throw this into the next video where I do some vintage game reviews, so expect to see this demonstrated soon. Very cool. Next up is a small box from Craig Hodges. He actually came by for a visit a few months ago, and now he's sending me a package, and I have a suspicion this may be related to our conversation about Atari stuff. Yes, a Pitfall 2 Lost Caverns cartridge. I actually had one already, but mine was defective, so hopefully this one works. Thank you, Craig. Okay, so we have a package here from, oh, it's on the back. It's from Mitja Bazensic? This is from Slovenia. Maybe the first time I've ever gotten a package from there. It looks like a VIC-20 cartridge. Oh yes, this is a fascinating Frankenstein of a device. It has a user port connector on it, but this case is actually designed to hold a ROM cartridge and plug into the cartridge port. This device allows you to easily connect devices like robotics or industrial stuff to your VIC-20's user port. Very cool. Next we have another box from Seamus Donnelly. This actually arrived 4 months after the other one you just saw earlier in the video with the Casio ROM cartridges. Just goes to show how long it's been since I did an unboxing episode. Oh, very nice. A Casio MT70 in the original box. Now, this is a keyboard that I've always been interested in, but I've never seen one or heard one in person. Wow, this thing has a gorgeous early 1980s look to it. I hope it includes the one item that makes this thing really special. So let me dig around in the box some more. And here it is. So this is a barcode scanner, and it plugs into the keyboard, and then you can read musical score in barcode format. So I look forward to demonstrating this on my other channel, 8-Bit Keys.
By the way, if you have not subscribed to that channel already and you want to see more 8-Bit Guy type content, I've got over 40 videos on that channel where I go pretty deep into some of the technical details of how some of this stuff works. So I encourage you to check that out if you haven't already.
And the last package of the day, we have a huge box from Mike Ditto. And I guess this means no numbers larger than 255, which means 8-bit numbers. And let's see what's in here. This appears to be another Casio keyboard. That's 2 in a row. I did actually agree to take this donation, but I have to admit, this is much larger than I was expecting. I guess that's what happens when you Google a photo, but there's nothing in the photo to give you a frame of reference for size. Anyway, this is quite an interesting keyboard too, for different reasons. I love those huge knobs. I'm also surprised to see the Casio ROM cartridge on a keyboard of this size. Usually I've only seen them in more toy-like keyboards. Anyway, I look forward to doing a review on this guy too, so thank you, Mike.
And so that's it for this unboxing. So I got some pretty neat stuff, which I think will turn into some pretty neat videos over the next few months. So stay tuned for those, and that's all I've got for the moment. So thanks for watching.